चक्षुरुन्मिलितं तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांस श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणगुणादान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादां सागणलतां श्री विशाखान्वितं च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तत्वकांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुस्ते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिय। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंतकोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। So I welcome you all for this Japa talk, and I would like to so thanks Sri Gaura Prabhu for inviting me for this Japa talk. So not qualified though, but you have actually given me an opportunity. So today we will be sort of discussing so why we will not have attraction, why we don't have attraction towards the holy name of the Lord, even we are chanting years together. So that's the discussion point. Prabhu, you can hear me, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. So we know that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sistastakam, he explains the reason for this in his second Sistastaka sloka. Namakari Bahuda Nijasarva Sektihi Tatrapita Nimita Smaranena Kalaha Etadrishi Tava Kripa Bhagavan Mamapi Durdaivam Idsham Iha Janananuragaha. So we all know the meaning of this, but
Prabhuji, you are not okay. You are on mute now. Srikanta Srinivasa prabhuji, we are not able to hear you.
Unmute. Okay. Can you hear me now, Prabhu?
Yes, yes.
Okay, Prabhuji. So, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, in his commentary on Sistastakam, he clearly lists out the causes of this misfortune. So our lack of attraction. So I would like to actually discuss those in this particular session. So there are 4 causes of lack of taste in our chanting. So that is what constitutes the lack of attraction. So first cause is Tattva Vibrama. So basically we if we superficially understand the Tattva, but the truths or whatever the philosophy given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we become confused and we will not make much progress in our spiritual path, because we just superficially understand the Tattva, whatever Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentioned. So sometimes our consciousness captures by the false ego most of the time. That proves that we lack of self-knowledge. What is self-knowledge? Atma Tattva. So what is Atma Tattva? So what is the Atma Tattva is knowing about the constitutional position of Atma, of the Jiva. So Jivera Swarupa hai, Krishnera Nityadas. Right? So who we are the eternal servants of Supreme Lord. So although being Krishna's eternal servant, that means we are the eternal servants of the Supreme Lord. That means we have eternal relationship also. Right? But we have turned our back on him, and then we want to enjoy ourselves in this material world. That is why we are going through the suffering in this material world. So because of the lack of self-knowledge, so basically this happens, tattva vibrama happens. So that is the first cause. And asat trishna, the second cause is, so before going to the second cause, apart from the lack of this knowledge, what we discuss, lack of self-knowledge, we also don't know Krishna, basically. We also don't know Krishna because we don't follow the Prabhupada books regularly. We don't read Prabhupada books regularly. Also, we don't try to deeply understand the process, the sadhana process, prescribed sadhana process. So we also we also lack the understanding, deep understanding, what is good for our, what is good for our process of bhakti, what is favorable for our bhakti and what is unfavorable for our bhakti. So, and these are the aspects constitutes the, because of tattva vibrama, we don't understand tattva completely. So next is as I mentioned, the second cause for our misfortune, that is our lack of attraction towards Krishna, is asat trishna. Asat means which is not true, right? Asat trishna. Trishna means strong desire. So strong desire for temporary material things, which are, asat, which is not true. We have strong desire for temporary material things. So we maintain petty. So what are those? What are the temporary material things, right? So we maintain petty desires for material comforts, right? We desire heavenly pleasures. So like what you say, hankering more salary for the job, one house, two houses, one car, two car. So these are, petty desires for material comforts, right? So we desire heavenly pleasures, and also, we also desire for mystic powers, try to control the material energy, what the scientists do, and then we do in daytime. One second. So, and also we tend to desire liberation. These are the aspects. We maintain petty desire. We maintain petty desires for material comforts. We desire heavenly pleasures, and we tend to desire liberation. So the tend to desire liberation. The liberation we need to understand here. Like when we are chanting, our desire to go back home is motivated by the desire to escape the suffering which we are actually going through in this material world, right? So we want to escape that. That is why we want to go back home, back to Godhead, but not for the Krishna's satisfaction or not for Krishna's service. This attitude is self-centered and has little to do with bhakti. We should be very careful. While we chanting, we want to go back home, back to Godhead, but just get out of this material suffering. So this is the second cause for the misfortune, which is asat trishna. The third cause of misfortune is hridaya daubhalyam. So this relates to weakness of our heart, right? So what are those weaknesses? Attachment to objects unrelated to Krishna, right? When we attach to the objects which are not related to Krishna, we will have will like a fault finding, enviness, deceit. All these things actually comes in play. And the important unwanted is the desire for fame. What is fame? Labha and puja and pratishtha, right? Desire for fame. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he notes on his commentary, notes very specifically sadhakas should not have this and should be careful of the hankering for fame. So why these weaknesses happens? These are all due to false ego, which are extremely difficult to eradicate. So Hridaya Daubhalyam, we know that we are doing it, but we still continue to do that. We cannot withdraw from it. Even fault finding, enviness, and puja labha and pratishta, all these aspects because of due to false ego. And it's very difficult to eliminate all these weaknesses, right? The fourth and then the final cause of the misfortune, why we have the lack of taste on the holy name, is aparadha. So we commit offenses when we actually chant, right? So we commit offenses when we actually chant the holy name of the Lord. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells to Sanatana Goswami in Chaitanya Charitamrita, right? So in Antya Leela, 4th chapter, 71st sloka, Taramatya Sarva Sreshta Nama Sankirtan Niraparate Nama Lelo Bhaya Premadhan. So of the 9 processes, what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying to Sanatana Goswami in this sloka, of the 9 process of devotional service, the most important is always chant the holy name of the Lord. If one does so, avoiding the 10 kinds of offenses, the important aspect is avoiding the 10 kinds of offenses, one very easily obtains the Krishna Prema, the most valuable love of Godhead. So it is basically, we know it is wise to avoid these 10 offenses against the holy name. These 10 offenses are listed in Padma Purana, and Srila Prabhupada listed these 10 offenses in one of this set of slokas in 7th canto, 5th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, and we all daily chant, daily chant these 10 offenses before we go for the chanting, right? So these are the 4 causes for the lack of taste, right? So and so again, we are discussing the second verse of Sistastakam, right? So this verse also indicates the importance of anartha nivritti, the cleansing the heart. This verse glorifies the fact that the chanting is not restricted by time and place. Nam namakari bahuda nija sarvasekti tatrapitani meta smaranena kalaha. There is no bound, it's bound. There's no time bound and place as well. So it is a fully transcendental process, and we are free to chant Krishna's holy name in every circumstance. Someone might, so most of the time during Bhakti Rukshas, we get these questions. So someone actually, death happened in our family, can we chant? Or something is not good, can we, good days for us, can we chant? So these questions comes from the devotees, but all the time, there's no restriction, and we can chant this holy name. So although Krishna is so kind, but we are unfortunate, as we discussed, Durdhaiva, right? Durdhaiva means the misfortune. Misfortune is because we discussed now, misfortune is because of the material attachments, which is, not material attachment. So because of lack of understanding of Tattva, that is Tattva Vibhrama. And we discussed 4 aspects, right? First, Tattva Vibhrama, lack of the understanding of Tattva, and Asatrushna, we are actually our material attachments, and Hridaya Daurbhaya, our weaknesses, whatever we discussed, envy, pride, and then even all these aspects we discussed. Anadas in our heart, right? Because so our weaknesses and our offenses. So So because of these four, Tattva Vibrahma, Asat Trishna, Pradaya Daurbalya, and Anardas, because of these four, we remain unfortunate. We remain unfortunate. That is why, Daivam. So that is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying. Daivam, that is the misfortunate. So what can we do? So what can we do? Help ourselves to come out of this misfortune. And I just want to refer one sloka in Srimad Bhagavatam. So, Srunvatam Swakatha Krishna Punya Sravana Kirtana Hrudayanta Stohi Abhadrani Vidhunoti Suhut Satam. Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is the Paramatma, or the super soul in everyone's heart, and the benefactor of the truthful devotees, right? So he cleanses desires of material enjoyment and the heart of the devotees. So who actually, relishes his instructions, his messages from Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. So this is one of the sloka which I always remember. So if the devotees at all wants to cleanse his heart, what he should do, he must chant and hear the glories of the Lord attentively, right? Attentively. This is a simple process. Krishna himself will help the cleanse the heart because he is already seated there. Sunvata Swakata Punyasramana Kirtanam Udayantosti Abhadrani Vidunoti Sutas Suhrut Sada. And one more sloka also in Srimad Bhagavatam. There is Sunvata Sadhaya Nityam Granhata Swasjestina Kalena Na Atidirgena Bhagavan Visate Hridihi. So when you chant Granhata Swachestina Kalena Na Atidirgena, without no time, Bhagavan, he enters into the heart of the devotee when you chant, hearing attentively. And Dunoti Amalam, in the next sloka, and the Srimad Bhagavatam says, Dunoti Amalam, right? Salilasya. So he cleans the heart of unwanted impurities, what we discuss, here, the weaknesses, like Salilasya, like during the rainy season, before there is a change over from summer to rainy. So summertime, a lake is having muddy waters. When the rainy season starts, the rain pours, and then the muddy water will actually will be because of the fresh water, it will become very clear, right? It will be cleansed. Similarly, Krishna sitting in our heart will clean all our anarthas. So we should actually do only chanting the holy name with attention and hearing the words Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We should hear attentively and chant the holy name. Then we will definitely get the taste towards the holy name of the Lord. Thank you, Prabhu. I want to stop here. Any questions or any comments, any additions to?
Thank you very much, Srikanta Srinivasa prabhuji, for sharing the four things which are stopping our attraction towards Krishna, and how to remedy that, by constant hearing of the glories and pastimes of Lord, attentive chanting, and avoiding the offenses. Thank you very much. I like the devotees. If you have any comments or questions for Srikanta Srinivasa prabhuji, you can unmute yourselves and ask. Okay, great. It seems you don't have any question, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Vikas Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji, for at least giving us these four anarthas. But somehow we know that these four anarthas are with us, and then we every day pray and we every day chant to remove these anarthas. Repeatedly listening from seniors like you and so many Japa talks we listen. Yes, these anarthas are within us, which is deep rooted in our hearts, and we try with our full effort and seeking mercy of Krishna to remove this, but still it's not happening. So what is that magic, or what is that we should still do that? It should that anartha should go, and then we get attached to Krishna and our chanting improves.
Yes, Prabhu. So what we discussed right now was there are 4 aspects which causes lack of taste. 4 aspects which causes the lack of taste.
Yeah, Prabhu.
Right? Not the anarthas. Anartha is one of the thing. So first one, what we discussed is tattva vibrama. We often forget about the tattva. So we are the soul, and we are the atma, and we have eternal relation with the Lord, and then we have to reconnect to the Supreme Lord, and so that we actually forget because of our ajnana, and because of the false ego mixes with our consciousness. So we need to be very careful about that. We should always remember the Atma Tattva. That is what the Tattva Vibrama, the resultant. That is why we are called. If we understand these 4 aspects, the causes for lack of taste. First one, as I mentioned, so Atma Tattva, we should be always, remembering that we are the servants of the Lord, and then even even the 3rd verse of this Shastakam, Trinada Pisunichena Tarori Visaisana, Manina Manadena Kittaniya Sadahari. So we should consider ourselves blade of grass, and then an analogy with with a tree. Even if you cut the branches, if you actually throw stone, it will never ever take offense, and then it will not do anything. Similar in that mood, even you should not accept any labha, puja, and pratishtha from others, even though they are not actually respecting us, right? So in that mood, we should chant. So when we actually forget this Atma Tattva, the false ego will actually unknowingly dominate us, and we should be careful of that fact. The second aspect, as we discussed, right? I know we should material hankering, right? Asatrishna, right? That is where we need to actually do sankalpa of chanting 16 rounds daily. That if you want to chant 16 rounds daily, I should wake up early morning 4 o'clock, complete by 6 o'clock or 6:30. So 6:30 before the Brahma Muhurta, we should have sankalpa. So for that sankalpa, if you need to watch on your daily activities. Are we doing all? We need to look at the activities which we not related to Krishna, which we be doing. We need to actually consciously make an effort, and maybe more spending time on the social media, spending time not related to Krishna, asat sangha. I mean, whatever, we should actually reduce, consciously not reduce, remove that, and then allow make conscious effort and do sankalpa that I should actually do this 16 rounds next day. So go to early bed, 9 o'clock, and then or 9 to 10 o'clock, whatever, and then rise early, and then so that you can actually complete the chanting. And so the second aspect, what is asatrishna. So we should be very careful, which is unrelated to Krishna, we should avoid, and then make a conscious effort to fulfill the commitment which we have given to our Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada of chanting daily 16 rounds. And then Hrudaya Daurbalyam, right? So Hrudaya Daurbalyam, Yeah, so as I mentioned, even we need to watch where we are spending other than Krishna. So, our time other than Krishna service. So if you actually, if you see, there are two aspects. Either you serve Krishna or you serve Maya. If you are not serving Krishna by any means, what is the service to the Lord? The first service is chanting the holy name 16 rounds in the Brahma Muhurta time. Next is, so hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, and then everything in related to Krishna. If you give some time, even if you feel that, okay, I'm doing business, I'm doing job, all these things, you should have the consciousness that this is given by Krishna, and then we are actually helping. This is helping me to serve Krishna, whatever the earnings or whatever. So that is also the consciousness that it is given by Krishna, I'm doing for Krishna service. And then evening program. So if you don't make yourself busy in Krishna consciousness, sometimes you may need to take help of the Vaishnavas. In here in IBC, so we have even evening times, as Sri Gaur Prabhu has actually helped us to set up, evening Harati and then evening Bhagavad Gita class, and then we can make some time and then attend, and then get the, involved in Krishna's, service. So if we don't do conscious effort, if we are not making time, then we are serving Maya, definitely. If you are free, means you are serving Maya. We should make conscious effort. So if you make conscious effort and then to improve service to the Lord, then definitely our, especially chanting the holy name with attention, without aparadas, will help us to increase the taste, Prabhuji.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. I request you all to pray for us so that we also get all this and then start improving us in the life. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prabhu. Sri Gaur, do you want to add anything, Prabhuji?
No, Prabhuji, I think so. You highlighted important points how we all can overcome our anarthas. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you. Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji, one question, Prabhuji. So you mentioned that we can wake up morning at 4 o'clock and we can finish our rounds by 6:30. So do you mean to say like deity worship and other things can be done later chanting, or you recommend finish first and then do the chanting?
So, to my knowledge, what I heard from senior devotees, and then even, one time the same question asked to Bhaktivinoda Swami Maharaj. So, especially at your home, the morning program should be very quick and simple. Should not make elaborative. And then, so in our IT world, right? So you can follow as a scrum of 20 minutes or 15 minutes and complete whatever Prabhupada has prescribed. We can actually quickly complete, and then so that we'll have time for chanting so quickly. So if you follow elaborative, so if you go to definitely Mangalharati, we'll definitely have time and attend Mangalharati and then follow the Japa along with the devotees. We'll do that. But the specific question is mainly Monday to Friday, especially you are practicing alone. And if you have deities at home, you make it, your altar, you make it very simple, and at you achieve whatever is required. And so that will have time. Let's say if you wake up 4 o'clock, you should not wait, okay, at the temple we do 4:30 Mangalharati, and then until 5:15 I'll be doing it. No, you complete it. If 4:30 to 4:45, if at all, wake up 4 o'clock, complete your ablution, morning activities within 30 minutes, and then 15 minutes you complete. 4:45 you start chanting. 4:45 to 5:45, 5:45 to 6:45, to around 2 hours is sufficient, and you are done for the morning.
Thank you.
So-
very much, Prabhuji. Thanks, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, there can be some flexibility when you are at home.
Yes,
You know,
please.
opening the altar, maybe offering some food. And you can start chanting. It depends, you know, how your schedule is. Small deity worship is recommended, and generally, if devotees are very busy, it is recommended not to have deities. They can just have photographs and, you know, have a small altar. So that also helps.
Yes, please.
Good practical question. Thank you very much. Any other question or comment for Srikanta Srinivasa prabhuji? Okay, so we'll end here. Thank you very much, Srikanta Srinivasa prabhuji. His Grace Srikanta Srinivasa prabhuji ki jai.
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you very much, Sri Gaur Prabhu, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very
Hare
much.
Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.